This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, March 24th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Indianapolis-based Make My Move is growing again, announcing a partnership with the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, Indy Chamber, and Central Indiana Regional Development Authority to attract more remote workers to live and work in the region by offering thousands of dollars in incentives to move to Central Indiana. Chief Operating Officer Evan Hawk.
We're looking for remote workers that make at least $50,000 or more and are moving from out of the region and want to stay here for at least a year. Because Central Indiana is such a great place to live, and the people is the big draw. So the program supported by a program called the Indyfluencers that help get these people connected and start to build their connections to the region. But beyond that, there's a wealth of amenities. So sports tickets, race tickets, symphony tickets, all these things to really get people connected.
Last year, Noblesville received the third highest number of applications on Make My Move, more than 4,500. As it marks its 100th anniversary in 2025, New Albany-based public accounting and business consulting firm Monroe Shine & Company has named Philip Beeman as its new president and CEO. Beeman joined the firm as an accountant in 1999 and most recently served as partner and director of tax and estate planning. Former Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb's first role since leaving state office will be as a board director for a Philadelphia-based renewable energy developer. Doral Renewables announced Holcomb's board appointment last week, less than 3 months after the two-term Republican governor's tenure came to an end. Doral is the developer behind the massive Mammoth Solar Project in Stark and Pulaski counties. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
A fifth former Indiana University men's basketball player has come forward to accuse former team physician Dr. Bradford Bomba Sr. of unnecessarily performing a rectal examination on him during a routine physical.
Former player Clarence Eugene Butch Carter Jr. joined the class action lawsuit filed against the university, alleging the school did nothing to stop the exams he and other plaintiffs say constituted sexual abuse. Carter said he complained to IU men's basketball head coach Bob Knight, who was the coach at the time, multiple times about Bomba's behavior. But Knight took no action to address the complaints. From what Carter was aware of, Bomba served as the team's physician for nearly 30 years, in addition to serving as the U.S. Olympic men's basketball team physician under Knight. The original lawsuit was filed back in October in the U.S. District Court of Southern Indiana by former players Harris Musinovic and Charlie Miller. Two other former players, John Flowers and Larry Richardson Jr., also have since joined the case. Carter played for the IU men's basketball team from 1976 to 1980. He later went on to play professionally in the NBA for 6 years for the Los Angeles Lakers, Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks, and Philadelphia 76ers. IU's executive director for media relations did not comment on the additional player coming forward, but referred our partners at the Indiana Lawyer to a statement the university released in September when an independent review into Bomba's actions was launched. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana Landmarks is relocating its Northwest Field office to a mid-century modern landmark in Valparaiso. The nonprofit historic preservation organization says it is partnering with Valparaiso University to rehabilitate the university's Linwood House as part of a new leasing agreement. The building served as the home of university presidents through the 1970s and later served as office space for VU. The university vacated the home in 2024, and faculty members then approached Indiana Landmarks about potential reuse possibilities. The Northwest Field office is currently housed in the Illinois Bell Telephone Building in Gary, which is being sold to the Nelson Algren Museum of Miller Beach for an undisclosed sum. Indiana Wesleyan University President John Kulaga is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.